again, not in the studio. I am here in the parking lot of my volleyball practice once again. So for those of you who are trying to call in, please don't, because I'm not going to be answering the call-in line tonight. Hopefully soon. It's a bit challenging. It's an extended volleyball season, so which will eventually come to an end by June, sometime in late June, and then things will be back to kind of normal for me. But for the time being, I'm gonna have to do this remotely sometimes. Saying hi to the chat, and Aaron D. Solis 123, Raider Mike, what's up, man? Juan Truth 1010. Oh, he's already asking about the national anthem policy. We're going to get into that in a second. Danielle Alvarado. And so I will be attempting to address your questions in the comment chat section. Most Wanted 28, No Fun League. Tay Francis, Swag Money, what's going on? I want to get your thoughts on some of these things. Gangry David, sorry, man. I know you're asking about my call-in. Obviously, I gave you the answer just now. No calls again, because I can only do this on the phone. What's up, Decusian Little Son? Soup! But yeah, a lot of stuff coming out. So let's just get into it. But I want to start first on the positive topic before we get into what's more negative. We did finally have our Hawk Fest this past weekend on Saturday. And man, it was crazy. Ex-Rider, Christian, Tyler, Gangrene finishing college. That's cool. Elena, Yo Boy Dumbo 90, Cowboys fan. Hawk Fest was on Saturday. Went really well. I thought it went really well. It was crazy, as it always is, crazy lead up to that day. Didn't get much sleep beforehand. Just setting up, getting the last minute things ready. But it was a good turnout over at Emerald Downs. A lot of the weather held up because I thought it was going to be a possible rainy day, which would have been terrible, but it held up. It was just long enough to where when things were over, then the rain came. But the kids looked like the kids had fun. We had a lot of people out enjoying the sun, having some food and drink, dancing to the music a little bit, and doing the silent auction, all those things. And we we haven't tabulated the official total, but we definitely did raise some money for 12 something 12. So in a nutshell, thank you guys for all of you who came out and attended Hawk Fest, and especially those who volunteered. You guys were a big, huge help. So Hawk Fest in the books, 2018. Kind of glad it's over because, man, it's always a lot of work, but we had a great time, had fun playing music, and we'll do it again next year. But now we got some funds to do some good things with for the rest of the year. So, Gangrene David coming out to Seattle. You gotta look me up when you get out here, man. Let's get into it. OTAs started this week. I'm gonna get onto that first thing. Earl Thomas, a no-show in Seattle. Not really too much of a surprise, given the fact that his contract situation is still unresolved. There's still questions whether he'll still be on the team or not. But he did even say back in the Pro Bowl that he may hold out. So the OTA is pretty obvious that would be one to do it at. And really it's going to come down to the real training camp. And when it comes down to the actual game, will he have a chance or actually hold out if he's still on the team and still not with a contract extension? So much to really be worried about. Not anything to be excited about, but it's also not like he's going to lose a step if he's not at the OTAs. He's been here long enough. So it's just a matter of will they get things worked out or not, So, so that's that. He's a no-show, but that was to be expected. But let's talk about this. I'm gonna get an anthem bit last because I think we'll have a lot of good debates about that. And I want to see what you get. But I want to talk a little bit about something that always drives me nuts when I have to discuss it as far as rule changes, and that's again the kickoff. The kickoffs, they're once again tinkering with the kickoff formula, doing almost anything they can other than getting rid of it entirely to try to make it a safer play. And so now, if you guys haven't looked at the rule, it's a little bit confusing, but there's some basics. Same yard line. The maintenances are that instead of before where the kicking team could get a yard run up. It used to be, I think, 10 yards. And then they shortened it to 5. Now it's 1 yard. You pretty much have to run at the moment the kicker gets to the ball. So they've shortened the and hey, David in Atlanta, the run up is now pretty much starting from scratch. So they eliminated a 5-yard start, and now they've moved it to where the receiving team, 8 guys, have to be 15 yards of the kick space in this kind of lineup zone that they have to be in, so that essentially now compresses the space and puts the players closer together, so that the running players, it's more like a punt. It's going to be more like a it's like max headroom. So now there'll be a little less at each other, and they got some rules, and they can't touch each other until the ball's caught. There's the no blocking zone between where the ball's kicked and the place where the blockers line up, so that there's 15-yard no touch zone. And then some guys who are the return man and 2 other guys, and so those 2 guys can wedge block. They've gotten rid of the wedge block, so you can lock arms and form a wall. And I think that is primarily it. So so it just becomes more and more watered down, less high speed collision. And kickoff, I've said this before, kickoffs are one of my favorite plays in the game, because you can turn the game around. It's the ball 40 change. Game-changing potential plays. They're starting to legislate that out, and it's disappointing. I'm saying it could be more of an exciting play because of the changes. I don't know. Maybe what might become questionable as they're trying it out for a year. The fact that there's this gap between receiving 3 deep and the blockers who all have to be stacked up front maybe allows this potential for the huge kick. That's going to actually cause more. Maybe I'll make it more interesting, because now they're going to try more interesting kick, try to defeat the system, maybe take advantage of those gaps. We'll have to see. But must the deer. I don't know. I hope this is watchable, because I have no idea how the reception is. It looks okay on my screen with a little bit of choppiness, but anyway, what I figure out, what about onside kicks? Because when it comes to an onside kick, the way you advantage a kicking team trying to kick an onside kick, you got to get your players running, and then they kick it up high, and then you got to go grab that ball. Well, if you can't run now, or now that you have to run while it's kicked, that makes an extremely difficult play to try to do, because from a standstill at the ball that's kicked, you have no momentum, which is the point. So I don't know if that question's been asked yet, but see how that works, the new rule. And of course, there's always that game where then that takes that whole play, out. So disappointed. I someday they're just going to kick off out altogether, and it's just going to be, you just get the ball to the 25-yard line and you just go. So that's going to be a very sad when that happens. I'm telling you, they're just wimping out the NFL. So what is this? It is just loading and loading. Is that what they're saying? The video isn't loading. Live stream's messed up. But let's try this again, because it sounds like this is a mess. So I'm going to try to see if it's a better connection. Stand by, I'll join you in a second.